Hello everybody and welcome back to Collector's Dream YouTube channel. Hope you guys are all doing very well in this current environment. I have to say the reason I'm making this video whilst I'm not at home right now, I'm actually going on a work trip soon, and I still feel the need to kind of address what's going on in the hobby tonight is it's getting frustrating. The maths are not adding up between, what the Pokemon Center is saying, telling the public versus what is actually trickling down towards the community and to the people who are collectors slash investors. So there's so many different moving parts and moving pieces going on in the hobby right now. Like who is to blame? And what is going on with Destined Rivals. So that's kind of what I'm going to address in this hopefully 10 to 15 minute video. So before we begin, I just want to say that the channel is growing a lot as of late, and then I thank you guys very much for watching and also leaving constructive comments and feedbacks for me. It really helps me out to drive the channel to grow to new heights. And to thank the community, I will be doing giveaways in the 500. 750 and 1000 subscriber count. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Once we get to 500 subscribers, I'll be giving away a box of Journey Together ETBs, and then when we get to 750, I'm gonna be doing giveaway for booster boxes and then PSA slabs. So yeah, it's gonna be a very exciting year for the channel, and hope you guys will stick around and just continue. I'll continue to make great Pokemon content, unbiased and straight to the point, and also yeah, like I'm just doing it for fun. This is a passion project of mine, and yeah, just want everybody to enjoy the hobby. But going back to this video and the reason why I'm making it, it is really difficult because right now there is a huge disconnect between what the Pokemon Company is saying since the prismatic evolution stage to now moving on to Journey Togethers and Destined Rivals. And honestly, the situation is not getting any better. So who do we tell, who do we cry out to, is the Pokemon Company listening? And are their tactics to resolve the scalper issues, the lack of supply issue, is it being resolved? And right now, I think the voice of reason is saying a resounding no. Because let's rewind back, and I have some of my cheat sheet slash talking point that I want to address in this video. So let's go through them one at a time, okay? So let's circle back to Surging Sparks. That was the last set before the insane Pokemon hype, before the launch of the Pokemon Pocket game that drove, the whole world wild and then brought so many people entering the hobby. There are so many new players into the hobby now that it's just there's a insatiable demand for Pokemon cards. Let's be honest. There's just no way anybody can get their hands on product at MSRP right now. So that is the number one issue that the Pokemon Company is trying to fix. But if what is that old quote by Albert Einstein? Insanity is doing the same thing again and again and then expecting a different result. I feel that's what the Pokemon Company is doing at this very moment. Maybe they have the distributor network set up. There's two channels, okay? Let's peel this back. There's two channels. The Pokemon Company is printing stuff and then giving it to distributors, which the distributors they have accounts with the local car stores, and then they might have big spending individuals that are licensed. They have a brick and mortar store to order from these distributors. So that's the first stream and the conventional stream. Then you have Pokemon Company also negotiates deals with Costco, Target, Walmart, etc., the big retail stores, and then they also get abundant supplies, or they used to get abundant supplies of Pokemon to stock the shelves. So then Pokemon Company is streaming products to these two major paths. But then they are not reaching, the consumers, the kids, the yada yada yada, the average Joe, basically. The average Joe is not getting any products right now at a good price. And something has broken down, something has broken down fundamentally in the system. So if we look at the stream where it's going to the retailers, people are going to Costco and then just picking up 10 boxes, 14 boxes, how many boxes they can caress in their arms and then go to the checkout lane, right? So to combat that is sort of it's the responsibility of Costco to Walmart to the individual store. Maybe the store manager can impose a buy limit of 1 box to 2 box. GameStop is also, a huge player in this. They get products from Pokemon Company. I'm sure they negotiated, huge contract deals with the printing company, and yeah, they're getting products. But then now even they cannot take any more pre-orders because the supply have dwindled down to such drastic situation right now. Okay, the reason why I want to make this video right now is because of this Instagram post that I've seen, and then it really drives the point. A local car store is saying the numbers are in the shit, and then they have to completely, slash their pre-order allocations to their customers. So what's going on, according to this, if these numbers are accurate, is there's going to be a 60% reduction from Journey Togethers, which was already a 70% reduction to Surging Sparks. So what like out of interest, I ran some numbers using an example of 1,000 boxes. So let's say somebody like Pokeanyi, for example, they and I'm sure I think Brian at Pokeanyi is getting way more than 1,000 box of Surging Sparks. So he before he could have went to his couple of distributors and gotten thousands of boxes, hundreds of cases, no issues, and he could have moved them, right? But then if we use 1,000 box as an example, a 70% reduction means that the local car store now, instead of getting 1,000 box of Surging Sparks, they're getting 300 boxes of Journey Together. And then now, if this post from Shushu Car Shop is correct, that's another further 60% reduction in Destined Rivals. So what does that drive down to? It goes from 300 boxes of Journey Together down to a measly 120 box of Destined Rivals, if those numbers are to be accurate. So we went from a store that originally can have 1,000 boxes, now they're down to 120. That's close to a 90% reduction in the supply, and that's something that kind of pissing me off right now. And the reason why I'm making this video is because it is counterintuitive and exact opposite of what the Pokemon Company is promising to the fans when they issue the statement on the right. They said, due to the high demand impacting availability, this inconvenience is disappointing to fans. Of course it is. And then we are actively working to print more impacted Pokemon TCG products as quickly as possible at the maximum capacity to acknowledge this. So why is there such a disconnect right now between what the Pokemon Company is saying and the current market? If Pokemon Company is really doing what they say they are doing, the supply should be, increasing. It should be they're printing non-stop, but yet car stores are getting 1/10 of their original allocation since Surging Sparks, since back in November, which is about 4 months ago. So how did we get here, and why is the situation this bad now, where nobody can get things at MSRP? I was having a look on eBay now, having a look at Destined Rivals. They're selling the ETB Pokemon Center is selling for $350 for pre-order. And then there's some people that are selling A4 paper, a sheet of paper with the ETB printed on it, as a sale on eBay. And then they have some high ground reason saying that, oh, please don't buy, read the description, please don't buy this listing because I'm only going to send you a piece of paper. But then do they have ulterior motive? You'll be the judge of that. I'm not going to comment more. But then if you're charging $200 for a piece of A4 paper, then I think there's something really wrong with your moral standings anyway. But yeah, so right now this is where we're sitting at. We're sitting at $350 for a darn ETB. Of course, the Pokemon Center is always sought after. It's $100 more than the Obsidian Flame Pokemon Center Edition. It's maybe $100 more, a little bit more than the Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon Center Edition. But we're in a world now where people are willing to pay $350 or around there for 11 packs of Destined Rivals. I'm just guessing because it's 9 packs for a standard ETB plus 2 packs for the Pokemon Center Edition, right? And then you have a stamp promo. Yeah, so that's where we're sitting at right now. And even for myself, I gotta be honest, I'm not ripping packs anymore. Danny Phantoms is not ripping packs anymore. This, like, the products have become so scarce that nobody is dares to open packs for the joy of collecting anymore. It's simply become unfeasible. It's not feasible to open packs right now, and that's what I've been saying in the last few videos. So if we look at another look at prismatic evolutions, there was a huge dip when that announcement came out from Pokemon Center, and then people start to catch wind of the fact that, hey, maybe it's just smoke and mirrors. There's no way the demand can be fulfilled. So then very quickly, like back in January, it just crashed down to $103, which is still double the MSRP. And then it started creeping up again to like 140. And then now we're talking about 140, which is almost at the all-time high again. And if we look at another set, Surging Sparks, the booster box, 2 listing going for $299, and then the market price is at $246. So this is the new normal right now. And I just don't see any things getting better. There's also the other scandal, I would say, if I can use that word, between the GT collectibles and the MJ holding the whole. You guys can go YouTube, there's a lot of videos on that already, but you have this is the situation, and then the chain of events, this is how the domino is getting knocked over right now. Pokemon Center is pumping supplies to these distributors, which in turn is not allocating sufficient supply for their long-term buyers, the long-term account holders. They're not getting any product. They're getting 1/10 of Surging Sparks. Meanwhile, you have like a leak in the form of MJ holding, which is, they're doing mystery boxes, and that's another whole video altogether. I don't want to get started on mystery box in this video. But then you have MJ holding selling stuff at MSRP. But then they also play the role of a distributor. So, I mean, what is going on here, guys? You guys should be selling at MSRP $49.99, $39.99 for a MSRP for ETB when they're getting it at $24 to $28 according to PokeNE. And then the booster box, they can be getting them at like 85, maybe even in the $75 region for distributors. Then they pass it on to the stores at around $85 to $90. They used to, in fact. And then now, they just have open up this whole can of worms now. They have this holding company that is selling it on Walmart's website for market price. So, of course, if you are a business owner, this is really good to your bottom line, but then it's terrible for collectors and investors alike. Don't even want to talk about investing anymore. There's no investing right now in a hobby if you don't even have a chance of getting your products, right? So yeah, so this video just kind of like sort of a rant, and I'm sorry to sound a little bit pessimistic right now, but Destined Rival is turning out to be probably one of the biggest set to be released in of the year in 2025, and it definitely should be like the top 3 sets, if not the top set for Scarlet and Violet. So they're going to be ending it on a big bang for the SV era. And right now I'm sitting here in my hotel room just looking at all the new sets breaking out, and yeah, it's very, very frustrating. There's no way to pre-order stuff. There's no way to fight the 150,000 scalpers and sniper bots on Pokemon Center. They imposed the queuing room and the queuing system, just like the Japanese website. But yeah, there's no stopping the bots, and very quickly things got sold up in a couple of hours. So yeah, that is the situation that we're at right now, and I'm just kind of opening up the floor, giving you guys some insight on how drastically the allocations have been cut from store. So we went from 100% allocation back in November 2024, all the way downhill to 10% allocation if you're lucky. Yeah, like some people, I think Nostalgianomics, he got 1 case of Journey Together, and from his brand new distributor. So can you really live off that? Obviously no. And I think, yeah, Nostalgianomics also said the same thing. He's not even going to bother selling them. It's just going to go straight to his storeroom and to his storage, and he's going to hold on to it, right? So yeah, that is the very sorry state of the hobby right now. And yeah, I just hope you guys can hang in there. Just maybe look into Japanese, maybe even try to branch out to Korean or mainland Chinese products, because the mainland Chinese 151 is also a pretty cool set to rip. But yeah, for me right now, I can't even rip anything, and I need to monitor the situation closely to see how to move forward to invest. And yeah, basically my final closing comments is right now, Destined Rival doesn't look very good in terms of getting any allocation. So maybe look into collecting, go back to collecting vintage, go back to looking at maybe some of the XY cards, Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield. There's still a lot of good stuff in there, and it's still a lot of fun to, even if you pull a mid-tier set like Silver Tempest or Battle Styles, Astro Radiance, Brilliant Stars, those things, you can at least buy them in the market, and you don't need to deal with all these BS. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Would love to read and go through all your thoughts and comments. And if you guys liked this video and want me to continue to make more similar Pokemon content, please give me a like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll be sure to talk to you guys more in the next one then. All right, take care everybody. Good luck out there. Cheers.